Hi everyone, Martin from Southern Migration and Visa here with another relationship and application approval timeline video, walking you through an example, a case study of a recently approved partner visa case that you might find insightful and informative so that you can compare your facts to a couple that were recently granted a partner visa to see maybe areas that you might be able to improve or facts that you might be able to work towards. I always find that it's logical to try to work in the same way as a couple that was successful and mirror perhaps what they had in place prior to applying for a partner visa, of course, if that's relevant to you and your relationship. So let's get straight into it. This is another onshore partner visa approval. It's a subclass 820. The applicant held a Philippines passport. The processing time for this application was 6 months. So this was approved on the 17th of November, 2022. The application was submitted on the 18th of May, 2022. So 6 month processing for this case specifically. At the time of application, this relationship, this couple were a de facto couple, but they had a civil union in place, meaning that we weren't required to show they were de facto for a minimum period of time. We just had to show they were de facto when the visa was submitted and continued to be until the visa was decided 6 months later. Okay, so that's the overview of these facts. Let's look at their timeline. Okay, so this couple met in person in October 2020, started dating exclusively in December 2020, so started dating a couple of months later, introduced to each other's families around then, late December 2020 for both, so introduced to each other's families, went on a holiday early in February 2021, started living together in September 2021. Okay, so we're getting close to lodgement. They lodged in May 2020 and started living together in September 2021. So that's an important factor. How long had they lived together for prior to applying? So we're looking at around 8 months or so, which we'll work through in a second. There's a summary on the bottom left-hand side of this. I'll move my face so you can see it. I'll do that now, actually. So there's a summary at the bottom left-hand side of this graphic where it summarizes these key kind of facts. Opened a joint account in October 2021. So moved in, opened up a joint account, and then started saving for a deposit shortly thereafter. Okay, so moved in, joint account, an additional savings account to save for the home deposit. They engaged our services a couple of months later. That's when we had a conversation and they came on board as a client for us to handle this application. They registered their civil union just prior. The timeline's a bit off here, but a bit prior, they registered their civil union on the 25th of October 2021. Nominated each other as the beneficiaries to their super policies in December 2021. Arranged wills in January 2022, and then applied for the partner visa a few months later. Okay, we received a request for information in September, so applied in May. Received a request for information, which likely would have been medicals, maybe a police clearance or two, depending what we were able to attach to the application whilst it was pending, and then eventually finalized. After the RFI, that's a common question: is how long after I complete what's requested, how long after I do my medicals, or how long after I provide them, that missing police clearance, can I expect a decision? I mean, in this case, it wasn't too long, about a month maybe after we gave them what was required, the application was finalized. Okay, so the key date summaries here are that they met approximately 19 months prior to lodgement. They started dating exclusively 17 months prior to lodgement. They started cohabitating about 8 months prior to lodgement. Started pooling their finances, i.e. joint accounts, around 7 months prior to lodgement. And they registered their relationship 7 months prior to lodgement. And those are some core facts summarized here in this in this graphic. And again, the purpose of these videos is to show you examples of real, authentic relationship timelines and milestones for a couple that would have eventually successful for an onshore partner visa application or an offshore partner visa application. The point is for you to look at what these guys had in place before they applied for a partner visa, what you might be able to aim for, and what you might be able to implement in your relationship before you apply for the application. Because something that is critically important is that at the time of application, when you submit your partner visa, your relationship facts and the documents you can collect to prove that you are in a de facto relationship or in a spouse relationship if you're applying for an onshore application. And this is an example of a particular timeline And there's going to be other videos like this where I show you other relationship timelines. You'll see that they're all different, they're all unique, they're all vary slightly. It's never always the same, but you might be able to identify some commonalities and some common themes and some common documents that couples do organize prior to applying for partner visas, because we encourage them to. That's our job. And before we submit an application. If you'd like to learn more about how to get a partner visa granted, what it really requires, please go and watch the Partner Visa Secrets training modules that are exclusively available inside our Partner Visa Secrets Facebook group, which you are presumably in if you're watching this video. It's in the module section of this group. The content goes for about 5 hours. There's a lot of information there. We'll give you the slides if you'd like them in advance. Just got to comment slides in those presentations and we'll shoot them over to you so that you can have the slides in front of you whilst I'm working through the content and teaching you how we get to this point. You know, what really do couples need to get in order to get an approval that we find. Okay, so that's it from me, guys. Martin from Salvo Migration and Visa. If you're interested in working with our team to either teach you and coach you how to prepare an application like this, there's more information on our website in relation to our Visa software and coaching package, or of course there's our full representation where we can handle the entire application for you. If not, I still hope that this video has been helpful and beneficial to you and your partner. That's it from me, Martin from Salvo Migration and Visa, and Merry Christmas to everyone. Bye-bye.